Tonight on News Edge at 11, a 5-month manhunt for a New Orleans killer comes to a surprising end here in Georgia. How law enforcement caught up with him in the metro area. And a local nurse's vacation takes a dangerous turn in the Dominican Republic. The accident that changed her life forever.
Hey, we're looking at temperatures today that were very summer-like, well into the 80s. Well, we got some refreshing temperatures on the way. See if that lingers into the weekend in just a minute.
From Fox 5, News Edge at 11 starts now.
First, a convicted murderer on the run after escaping a prison in New Orleans is now back behind bars. Good evening, and thanks for joining us here on News Edge. I'm Christine Spiro. Derek Groves and 9 others broke out of the Orleans Parish Justice Center back in May. This afternoon, law enforcement found Groves after they raided a home on Honeysuckle Lane near West Cedar Lane in southwest Atlanta. Fox 5's Christopher King talked to neighbors about this. He's live in southwest Atlanta with more tonight. Christopher?
Christine, police say they found Derek Groves in a crawl space inside that home, and it is a mess. Take a look. Work crews boarded up the windows, the front door, and the garage door. They were damaged during the raid. Neighbors had no idea a convicted murderer was inside there.
That's shocking.
Asia Hill now worries, knowing police raided the home across the street and captured a convicted killer who was on the run.
It's quite scary, especially having a young child and, this being where I spend majority of my time, to know that someone that close that was wanted.
Wednesday afternoon, U.S. Marshals, Atlanta Police, and Clayton County Police swarmed this home on Honeysuckle Lane in southwest Atlanta. They arrested Derek Groves after a tense standoff.
It's definitely a surprise.
Groves was wanted after a brazen escape from the Orleans Parish Justice Center in New Orleans.
We deployed a number of canisters of gas to help move him throughout the house. Clayton County K-9 was deployed in the crawl space of the location and found him in that crawl space.
Groves was convicted of killing 2 people at a Mardi Gras party in 2024. He and 9 other inmates broke out of jail back in May. It was one of Louisiana's most high-profile escapes in decades. Most of the inmates were captured in the weeks after the break. Groves on the run for 5 months.
Everybody is sighing a collective sigh of relief, knowing that a person who was facing multiple life sentences is now in custody.
Hill says this is a family-oriented neighborhood, but now she will be more cautious.
I always have a level of worry. I'm always try to stay as vigilant as I possibly can.
Now, Groves had been serving life in prison for 2 murders. APD says he will be extradited back to Louisiana in the coming days. We're live in southwest Atlanta. Christopher King, Fox 5 News.
All right, Christopher, thank you so much. And as he said, Groves, along with the 9 other inmates, escaped that St. Tammany Parish Correctional Center on May 16th. Investigators say the inmates broke a cell door and breached a wall behind a toilet. Back in July, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill charged all 10 men with simple escape. The accused escapees could serve 2 to 5 more years if convicted of the new charge. Donald Trump says Israel and Hamas have agreed on the first phase of a peace framework that will allow for the swift release of all hostages. Trump posted a message to social media today announcing the peace plan and calling it a, quote, historic and unprecedented event. The plan calls for the quick release of all hostages and a withdrawal of Israeli troops to a set place. The president's social media announcement did not cover other issues that still need to be resolved. That includes disarmament of Hamas and the future governance of the Gaza Strip. We're following tragic news in Polk County tonight. The sheriff's office has confirmed that a McGarity Elementary school student passed away during a field trip to Carlton Farms in the city of Rockmart. Authorities say the young child stopped breathing and was transported to a nearby hospital where she was later pronounced dead. So far, there's no word on what led to the medical emergency. School officials say they will now offer counseling and support services to students and staff. The incident is under investigation. In Clayton County, the sheriff's office has arrested 2 corrections officers for allegedly smuggling drugs into the county jail. Officials with the sheriff's office tell us Ashley Victoria Lewis Allen and K-9 officer LaShawn Branch tried to bring in the drugs. In addition to the 2 corrections officers, inmate Don Sheldon Lowe is also arrested during this investigation.
It is tough because it's just a reminder that we still, after all the warnings from the sheriff, after the warnings from other command, after officers being arrested, even in our roll calls, that people are still willing to put themselves at risk and other officers at risk, inmates at risk, to bring contraband into the jail.
The sheriff's office reiterates it has a zero-tolerance policy for contraband in the jail. We're told the investigation is ongoing. New tonight, parents and students of one Southwest Atlanta school are fighting to keep it open. Atlanta Public Schools says Dunbar Elementary in Mechanicsville is on the chopping block as the district faces down a $100 million hole in its budget. Fox 5's Rob D'Arienzo was at a community meeting earlier this evening. So, Rob, what were the key takeaways here?
Hey there, Christine. Well, school administrators emphasized this is not a done deal, and the whole purpose of this meeting was to get community input. Now, parents here at Dunbar Elementary tell me a closure would make life a lot harder for them. Meanwhile, the kids tell me it'd make them sad.
This school is a lifeline to this community.
We need Dunbar. We need Dunbar Elementary.
A fight to keep the doors of Paul Dunbar Elementary open.
My favorite teachers are here. I want to support my friends and stuff.
On Wednesday evening, Atlanta school administrators told the community at a meeting money's tight, the budget is bleak, and they need to make cuts.
We had to take out money here and even more money here.
They say APS is staring down a $100 million budget gap this year and a $57 million gap next year. But the closure isn't a done deal, and the goal of this meeting was to get community input.
I want to take a deep breath. Our goal tonight is to give your voice on paper to share with people who make decisions. I'm expecting that they listen to the parents and listen to the community.
If the plan goes through, APS says it would repurpose the school building for, quote, community good.
We have a lot of parents that walk the kids to school. I mean, if they put the people or the students over in the West End or Bama or somewhere, now we're dealing with transportation issues. It's going to hurt a lot of parents, especially parents with no car, no transportation.
APS says low enrollment is a factor here, but those in favor of keeping Dunbar open point out enrollment is up 33%. And there are plans for hundreds of new homes in the neighborhood.
We're always a sacrificial lamb for whatever problems the Atlanta Public Schools going through.
Sharon Collins' son and grandson both attended Dunbar. She says this school is a pillar of this community.
It takes a village, and this school is a village.
And a school district spokesperson did not want to speak to us on camera about this. Meanwhile, there are 2 more of these meetings scheduled, the next on October 20th, and then the Atlanta School Board will make its final decision in November. That's the latest from here live outside Dunbar Elementary. Rob D'Arienzo, Fox 5 News.